adventures of an amazing and incredible personality. Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets. Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Yes, sir. Welcome into the Capital P Podcast, episode 7. Yes, sir. Let me get a hand clap for episode 7. Yes, sir. It is episode 7 of the Capital P Podcast. I appreciate you guys for keeping the show out. It's nothing. Today is December 27th, 2021. It's the Capital P Podcast, episode 7. So, I'm calling episode 7 Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball. So, I'm calling episode 7 Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball because that's what I played. I played there. That's my school. That's my team. The Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball team of 1989 is one of the dopest teams to ever play, in my opinion, at Hiram Johnson. Let me get a hand clap. Sir. The 1989 Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball team. We were dope. I thought we were going to go pretty far in the playoffs, but it didn't happen. We had some ballers on that team. 1989 Varsity. Me, John Bahar, Scott LaFord, Tim Cooper, Pete Pryor, Eddie Castro, Eddie Enriquez, Greg Sims, Rudy Quiros, R.I.P. Rudy Quiros. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of guys on that team. Kendrick Holman. Let's see, who else did we have on that team? We had our coach was Coach Hammer. Let's see, did I say Eddie Castro? Eddie Enriquez, Marco Enriquez. Yeah, shout out to Marco Enriquez, man. That's the one dude. He's Marco Enriquez. That's my real hip hop dude. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Marco. Marco's a hell of a catcher too. I got the vodka and cranberry on there. Episode 7, Capital P Podcast. I'm calling this one the Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball episode because that's what I want to talk about. Those that don't know me don't know that for most of my life I played baseball. Ever since I was about, I'm going to say 7 years old. About 7 or 8 years old, I started loving baseball. And it turns out that at about 8 or 9 years old, I discovered that I was really good at fielding the ball. I was a little quick dude. I grew up in Oak Park / Fruit Ridge, so I played for Fruit Ridge Little League from about 8 or 9 years old, and I played baseball most of my life until high school. So I've loved baseball since I was a little kid. The 1989 Hiram Johnson varsity baseball team was one of the dopest teams to ever play at Hiram Johnson. Shout out to Coach Hammer. Shout out to Coach Gene Levine. Shout out to all my teammates that year. Carlos Campos. Shout out to Carlos Campos. We just worked out about... When did we work out, Carlos? About 5 or 6 months ago. I was thinking about playing on his team, but I just didn't. I was decent out there, but I tried to throw Carlos batting practice, and Carlos, it was terrible. I know you know it was terrible. Ridiculous. So that was one of the best baseball teams at Hiram Johnson in 1989. That was all I was doing, was thinking about baseball. On that team, I played second base, I played shortstop, I played third base, I played first base, I played center field, I played left field, and I played right field, and I pitched. Yes, sir. Let me get a hand clap for playing all those positions except catcher. Yes, sir. We had some ballers on that team, man. I love those guys. Shout out to Coach Cooper, Darnell Cooper Sr., Darnell Cooper Jr., Floyd Cooper, Tim Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were highly influential on me and just everything I was doing out there. Really, Coach Cooper Sr., very influential, man. Tim Cooper, one of the best baseball players I've ever seen walk on this earth. Shout out to Tim Cooper and the Cooper family. Fun fact, if you go out to the Hiram Johnson baseball field today and go behind the dugout on the Johnson side, I'm sure it's probably grass has grown over it. But if you dig there in the right spot, there's a cement area there that has the names of every single player from the 1989 Hiram Johnson varsity baseball team, including me. You'll see it there, number 23. It says number 23, Prentice B. And everybody's name is there, you know? And it's not because we were super dope, but I honestly think it was because we were just a solid team. We came together, we helped build the dugout that's there, the first enclosed one. So we had that, and we got that, and we had jackets, and we had home and away uniforms that was paid for by us working bingo during the summertime before the baseball season. So we were doing stuff like that, raising money. I know I worked bingo a couple of times. Shout out to my boy Tom Asher. Tom Asher was literally like Greg Maddux, one of the greatest pitchers of all time in MLB. This guy Tom, shout out to you, Tom. Let me get a beat for baseball. This guy had everything, you know what I mean? So we had, in my opinion, we had the top 2 starters in the whole city of Sacramento with Tom Asher, and we had the lefty phenom who was a junior my senior year. This guy was a junior, Jeff Berry. Shout out to those two, Tom Asher and Jeff Berry. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? That team was dope. We had Tom Asher, our right-hander. We had Jeff Berry, our left-handed junior phenom. And I call him that because this dude was, we were peeping him out when he was like a freshman, sophomore, like, oh, yeah, he still got that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we had those two. And then we also had, we're coming with, we had Carlos Campos pitching. We had Eddie Enriquez pitching. We had me pitching. We had Tim Cooper pitching. We had, who else was coming out there pitching? We had Sterling Fields coming out there pitching. Shout out to my boy Sterling, man. I've known Sterling since we were in junior high at Woolsey Wood. Yes, sir. So that team was super dope, man. I think the highlight of that year in 1989 was we were winning games. I think a lot of people were surprised. Surprisingly, we were winning a lot of games. And we played Christian Brothers, who at that time was damn near number one in the city. They had a guy named Bo Dodson, who was their main guy. And then with Channel 3 was out there interviewing Bo Dodson on our field, and that pissed off our coach, Coach Hammer. Totally pissed him off. He said, they're gonna bring the fucking news out here and interview this guy on our field? What the fuck? Shout out to Coach Hammer, man. So that was a big game. We're playing Christian Brothers at Hiram Johnson. It was a cloudy day, sprinkling. I was playing first base. We're playing Christian Brothers. Bo Dodson comes up to bat. He's left-handed. Mind you, I'm playing first base. I'm immediately thinking, if it comes to me, it's going to be hot. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm flashing back to it right now like I'm there. Come with me. You know what I'm saying? We're playing the number one team in the city. Shout out to Hiram Johnson, man. It's the Capital P Podcast, episode 7, Hiram Johnson, Varsity Baseball. I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna relive this real quick. A lot of people don't know that I played baseball most of my life. I'm playing first base. Bo Dodson comes up to bat. He's left-handed, and I'm thinking he's gonna hit it right to me. Couple pitches in, crack! It's hit up in the air. Coming right my way, towards the foul line, towards the right field foul line. It goes up. I'm looking up. It's super high. I'm going up, and because of the sprinkles are falling in my eye. Next thing you know, boom! I catch it and fall backwards and hit the ground, fall it on the ground and caught the ball. If you were there, you know it's a fact. It happened. I catch the ball, we're out of the inning, and we move on. One of the most exciting plays I've ever made, one of the most exciting plays that I've ever made in life, that was playing first base, that pop-up caught right there. We end up beating Christian Brothers 1-0 that day. Shout out to the Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball beating Christian Brothers on our field, one of the top teams in the city. That was one of our games that put us on the map, where other teams were like, oh, you guys beat Christian Brothers? Oh, okay. That was hella exciting. We also had this guy named Pete Pryor who, I always liked when guys were super dope, like underclassmen who were dope. I really was like, yeah, man, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because I played freshman, JV, and then junior, senior was varsity. But to be a sophomore or a freshman playing with the upper dudes, that means you were super dope. You know what I'm saying? And I've only seen that a couple times. Tim Cooper definitely was one of those guys who was like a freshman, sophomore. They were talking about putting him on varsity, and I was like, holy moly. You know what I'm saying? So I knew my junior year we were going to be good, and in my junior year we were good. And senior year we just got really better, you know? Shout out to Coach Gene Levine. Coach Hammer, Coach Cooper. Let me get a beat for them. Another highlight of our year that year was when we went to the Fort Bragg baseball tournament. Yes, sir. We went to the Fort Bragg baseball tournament. It was in Fort Bragg. We all posted up there, caravan style. And we were staying in people's houses as guests in their houses. It was like three players to a house, and we were just scattered all over. But it was dope because where we were playing was basically on a hill overlooking the ocean. It was dope, man. It was dope. Yes, sir. We went to the Fort Bragg baseball tournament, and the dope thing about our school was we were one of the teams that was mixed race. You know, we had black players, we had white players, we had Asian players, Mexican. We were blended. We all loved each other. You know what I'm saying? And by the time we went to that tournament, we had a bond. You know what I'm saying? Check out these dudes right here. That is the day of that tournament. Okay, that's after the tournament. That's after we won. That's just pure joy going on right there. All right. Who was the winning pitcher? This guy. Hand clap for me. You know what I'm saying? That was a very exciting day. Very exciting day in my life. And I started pitching in the championship game. We went up there. We got to the championship game against Ponderosa High School. And before the championship game, the coach had come to me and was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm ready." And so I started the game. I threw about 6 innings. I did give up a couple home runs. I remember going, you know, a couple times they got me. But I loved it because, you know, it was cool because we were a mixed race team, and I hate to bring race into it, but this was an all Caucasian team. You know, you can tell that they had money. You know what I'm saying? So we really wanted to put it on them, and we did that. You know what I'm saying? I pitched 6 innings. I remember in the dugout, Coach Cooper sitting next to me and no one else talking to me. That's just how it goes in baseball. That's how it is. When somebody's doing good, you leave them alone. And you know how I'm going to tell you that it's a fact? This is the ball. That was the end ball game right here. One of my most prized possessions of all time. This ball right here, it's got signatures on it. I don't know if you can see that. You know what I'm saying? I got pictures of that on Facebook and all that. You guys can check that out. But that's the actual ball, the actual out. That's signed by all the teammates. You know? That's special. You know what I'm saying? So this was the game ball. We won the tournament. We won the whole tournament. We won the trophy. Went all the way to Fort Bragg, won the tournament. It was great, man. Everybody had a good game. I remember Greg Sims in particular had a really good game playing center field, and he had some hits. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Adrian Smith. He was also on that team too, man. Smiley. I've known Adrian Smith since I was about 6 or 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. I remember Age was like, even our, like, I don't know if it was our sophomore or junior year where he wasn't going to play baseball. And I was like, no, dude, you're playing, dude. No, you gotta play. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just as good as me, definitely. So having him on that team was a big time plus. And Coach Hammer really liked him, and Coach Hammer was the one that nicknamed him Smiley, because he would just smile all the time. Adrian Smith could bat left-handed. He could put in work. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, Adrian Smith. So this was the game ball, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. Just for old time's sake, this was the glove that I was wearing. You know, I still have it. You know, Hiram Johnson baseball. Yes, sir. So in closing on the Hiram Johnson baseball topic, I just have to say, give shout out to that whole team once again, man. We had a lot of good players. If I forgot any names, please don't take it personal. Obviously, it's been a long time. But I just know we had a really good team. That was a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I love those guys. You know? So now you see why if you see me posting constant baseball shit, that's like a small obsession that I have, you know? I know the game in and out, so guys, shout out to you guys. One more hand clap for the Hiram Johnson Varsity baseball team. Love you guys, man. It's the Capital P Podcast, episode 7, December 27th, 2021. I want to show you guys a new video that I made the other day. I think it's pretty funny. So check out the new video I made the other day.
Capital P is a little punk. What you say, fool?
All right. Right. I like it. Right. Let me get a beat. Let me get a beat for that video. And in sports news, you got the Lakers are doing really bad right now, man. It's terrible. The Lakers are playing really bad right now. They're 0-5 in their last 5 games. LeBron's doing good though. He's averaging 31 points and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter if you're losing, man. 0-5 in their last 5 games. Definitely got to pick it up. AD still out. Still going to be out for a while. You got, I don't know what's up with this Russell Westbrook deal. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You would think that Russell Westbrook would come into the Lakers and they really start balling. It's not happening. It really is all bad with the Lakers right now. I just don't understand. When Russ got pulled out of the game the other night, when he was in the game, they were down by 14. When he was in the game, they were down by 14. When they pulled him out, they came back into the game and made a game of it. I don't know what it is about Russ. I don't know, man. I want to keep him around so he can be around for the championship run, so he can get one, but I don't know what it is about him. Lakers definitely got to do better. They got to step it up. Shout out to LeBron. Keep playing hard. Stay healthy. AD, get back as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? They just announced that they would not be re-signing little Isaiah Thomas, even though he was balling. Sorry, Isaiah. But I appreciate the time you put in, man. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas. It's the Capital P Podcast, episode 7. I called this one the Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball episode because that's what I was talking about today. That was really been on my mind. So, my next topic I want to talk about is this guy, Nardwuar, the human serviette, right? I cannot stop watching this guy's interviews on YouTube, man. This guy's so great. He comes with facts. He's kind. And he's totally into these interviews, I swear. Drop that beat. Yes, sir. So Nardwuar, the human serviette, is this guy from Canada who interviews hip-hop people, music people, celebrities. But the thing about he knows things about them that they don't even know that people know about them. That they're like, what? How did you know that? You know what I'm saying? And he's just super nice, and I can't stop watching those interviews. I watched about 20 interviews. The only person that I've seen who was even remotely rude to the kid was Nas. Only because Nas didn't get it. It was a long time ago, you know. So Nas wasn't hip to the whole how dude's whole scheme was. So Nas was a little bit, seemed like he was a little short with the guy. But Nardwuar, the human serviette on YouTube, man, check out his videos. You know, he interviews everybody. I think he's great. So shout out to Nardwuar. I had to take a minute to give him a shout out because I've been watching his videos over the last 2 days. I've watched about 20 plus videos of dude, man. So shout out to Nardwuar, man. Hand clap for him and a beat. Yes, sir. It's the Capital P Podcast, Episode 7, December 27th, 2021. It's a cold day in Sacramento. We got Monday Night Football on the TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking my Minnesota Twins hat. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing special. You know what I'm saying? I like this though. I like the elbow pad. That's like that. You know what I'm saying? So we got New Year's Eve coming up in a few days on Friday. New Year's Eve is totally overrated. Totally overrated. Coming up on, obviously, December 31st. That's Friday night. Everybody be safe, be careful, because that's when the freaks come out at night. You know what I'm saying? The freaks come out at night. I have a horrible New Year's Eve memory of going to a party at, I don't know if it was the Red Lion Inn or one of those hotels that were around or somewhere. I had bought some brand new Timberlands that was like $185 or something, brand new. Went to this party, and I'm standing in the party, and I remember everything was cool. And next thing you know, there's a ruckus, and then there's a pow, pow, pow. And everyone gets on the ground, so I follow suit. Obviously, everyone gets on the ground. This was on carpet. My Timberlands were leather. I get up and I don't observe it at first, but I notice that my brand new $85 leather Timberlands have a scuff on the toe. OMG. Man, it was horrible. I was ready to go home right after I got up and everything was cool. And I saw that. It was crazy, man. That was horrible. I think that was a Bobby Jackson New Year's Eve party, man. Years and years ago now. So everybody be safe out there this coming Friday on New Year's Eve. You know what I'm saying? Shout out from the Capital P Podcast to everybody. I appreciate you guys for peeping the show. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're enjoying the little beat going on and all that. The vibe is cool. You know what I'm saying? So before I close out this show, I want to give a shout out to, I want to say RIP to my Uncle Ronnie. He passed away recently. You know what I'm saying? He was a good guy, good dude. That's my mom's brother, you know. It's been a tough time on my family lately, you know. The last couple years I've had 2 uncles and my aunt passed away, you know. Branche, Natalie, and Ronnie, you know. We love them so much. And you know, just keep a good thought in your heart for them, you know what I mean, and my family. So with that being said, I'm gonna close out the show. I appreciate you guys for peeping in at the Capital P Podcast, episode 7. You know, I call this one the Hiram Johnson Varsity Baseball because that's really what I wanted to talk about. It's been on my mind this week. So those memories, those baseball memories, and so I appreciate you guys for checking in. And you know how I go out. Peace.
Will's got the heat.